Today I'm making sweet potato Hawaiian rolls. To get started, 1/4 of a cup of whole milk, and this is warmed up. To the milk, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. I am using a fast rise yeast. Just mixing that together, and we'll let that set for like 5-10 minutes. You just want it to get nice and frothy. Technically with a fast rise yeast, you don't have to do this, but I like to ensure that the yeast is good, and also if you have a regular dry active yeast at home, this is the step you would take. So just makes it easier just to show it. Now to my large bowl, I'm just gonna add 1 cup of mashed sweet potatoes. I just roasted a sweet potato in the oven, let it cool slightly, and mashed it up. 1/4 of a cup of melted butter, 1/2 of a cup of pineapple juice. I'm gonna add 1/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. You can also cut the sugar in half if you would like. These are just sweet Hawaiian rolls, so I'm going with 1/4 of a cup, and 2 eggs. And last, a teaspoon of salt. Just mixing all of this together. Once your yeast is activated, go ahead and add that in. I'll be using all-purpose flour for these, starting with 2 cups. Just mix all of this together. I will be kneading this by hand, but you can also use a stand mixer. Adding in 1/3 cup. Now that I have a shaggy dough, I'm just grabbing a 1/4 cup of flour, and I'll use that to dust my mat and flip my dough out. I'm just gonna knead this for about 5 to 10 minutes, just until it's a nice soft dough. And I'll incorporate flour as I need it. I used 4 1/2 cups of flour in total, and it's a nice soft dough ball. It is slightly tacky, but not sticky. If your dough is still sticky, just add a tablespoon of flour at a time until it looks like this. And I love how it naturally has this beautiful orange color from the sweet potatoes. I just added a little oil to my bowl, placing my dough in. Cover it up and let it rest for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours until it doubles in size. Okay, our dough is ready. I'm gonna cut this into 8 rolls because I want them to be a little bit bigger so my kids can use them for sliders for lunch, but you can make these any size you would like. And I buttered a baking dish here. Again, use any size, shape, baking dish you would like. I'm just going to roll each of these into a ball. Okay, they're all in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up. Let it rest for another 30 to 45 minutes. You just want them to puff up again. And I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 350. It's been about 30 minutes. You can see these have filled up the pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And I have some melted butter here. I'm just gonna brush the tops. So I baked these for 30 minutes just because I made mine so large, but if you make smaller, more traditional Hawaiian rolls, it probably will only take about 20 minutes. So I made mine on the larger side just so I could cut them in half like this and use them as little sandwiches for my kids' lunches. I'm just going to put some of that melted butter on this one. Cheers. So good. These will be so good for Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, I think I probably will make these for Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna make them a lot smaller. I'll do like 16 rolls instead of 8. So I'll just cut these in half just so that they're a little bit smaller, but otherwise, this is a good one. Let me know if you try it.